Welcome to Executive Talk, where my guest today is Jeff Doyle, Adecco Group CEO for Australia and New Zealand. Welcome, Jeff. It's half time. In our strategy on winning the Premier League, how's the business performed?
Really solid first 6 months, Rick. Up 13% on the sales line, 50% bottom line, so a good solid effort. Mike and the team at NZ have done a super job, and the Agilon team have also done a super job. I think Jared Doyle will do really well in that role.
Can you explain the changeover from Jonathan Wren to Adecco Banking and Finance?
Well, Rick, you've got to be a Premier League player to play in this team. We did try with Jonathan Wren, and we've been at it now for over 12 months. But as we know, if you're a Premier in this business, you've got to bill. Those guys, unfortunately, didn't bill. The only one that did bill is Kathy Bass, and she's still with us and doing a super job. So we needed to make the call, and in banking and finance, under Susan Belling, who, Susan, well done. Really excited about Susan taking on the MD role. I think she'll do a super job. We thought that was a better way to go. And Rick, to be honest, there's not a lot of goodwill left in Jonathan Wren.
With respect to the Icon brand, there's been a lot of talk and speculation around that the Icon business here in Melbourne actually closed down. Can you clarify that situation to us?
Rick, Ian made the call to cut his cloth in Melbourne. At the end of the day, Rick, we had 14 contractors in Melbourne. Ian made the call to get the cost base right for the amount of gross margin we have within our Melbourne business. Now, Colin Fannin is doing a super job in New South Wales. We've got Stuart, who moved to Queensland there last week, who will do a really good job. And we've also got Steve and Leslie, who continue to do really well. So we haven't closed the Icon business in Melbourne down. We've still got a presence in Melbourne as such. We've just got a much more focused approach, as it were.
And with respect to the Hyphen brand, what's the situation there?
Yes, Rick, I'm sorry to see Doug go, but Neil Jones has set up the Hyphen business from an Asian Pacific standpoint based out of Singapore. The team will now report into him going forward.
Jeff, the economic climate has certainly changed over the last few weeks, both here in Australia and overseas. And in particular, the share market has been very volatile. How do you see the remainder of the year for us?
As we said, Rick, we had a solid first half. But let's be fair, and we've all read the papers and we can see what's going on the likes of Qantas and Blue Scope and One Steel and Westpac, and they're all large clients of ours. So it's looking like going to go into a much softer environment in the second half this year. We need to make sure that we go into that environment with as lean a cost base as we possibly can. Our head office costs are still too high. The plan was, via PeopleSoft, to reduce those costs over the next 18 months. We will have to look at that sooner. But having said all that, Rick, if we can go into the environment, a softer environment, with the take share business we have now, we will be in good stead. We now have a team that has been able to perform quarter in, quarter out. So I'm very positive about what we can achieve even in a much softer environment.
Look, thanks for that, Jeff, and thanks for the update today too. Much appreciated, and I look forward to speaking to you in our next Executive Talk.